What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel ANDERZÉN. Today we're gonna have some more W124 content. As you guys saw in the title, we're gonna be throwing in the upgraded, well, I guess factory upgrade fuel module, which was from the 92-400E, which has fuel enrichment on wide open throttle. It's basically equivalent to about plus 15 horsepower from what I've read or seen around forums, etc. And it only costs about $100 to find the module off of eBay. So big shout out to the eBay seller. I'll pop up their information and link them down below for their store. They had a lot of good older Mercedes parts. So anyways, it's a pretty simple thing to do, but I wanted to show you guys the steps of how you should do it properly so that you don't get codes and know what to look for to make sure that it's working properly. Because there's one thing that can happen, which has to do with the fuel relay. If it ends up clicking after you put the module in, that's a sign that the capacitors in the module are bad. So fingers crossed that this one is good. It was tested, it's supposed to be good. So if it's not, we can always send it back or fix it ourselves. But yeah, should be good to go. So a few steps before we get that thrown in there. Let me show you what to do. All right, so number one, this is what the module looks like. This lives in the front of the car, and I'll show you guys where in a second. Part number for it, there's a few different part numbers associated with this. I think there's an updated and an older one. And then there's information down there, a little clearer for you. And you can see right there, it's from 92. Now this was only used on the 92-400E, I believe. There might be some others, so you can correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as what's applicable to this, the 94 E420, this is the one you would want. Either this or the older part number updated. Now to put that in properly, we need to first drain the electrical system properly, which will start by undoing the negative cable for about 15 minutes and then undoing the positive cable and leaving that for about 15 minutes. I read this on the forum somewhere and I feel like there's some truth to it. It might be a little bit overkill, but no harm in waiting a little bit of extra time. So I'll go ahead and do that and let that system fully drain out before I go and attempt to put that in. Remember, these cars are negative ground, so you want to undo this first and then put it on last when you're re-hooking the battery up. All right, negative cable is off. It's a 13 millimeter, and the other side is gonna be the same thing right here. So we'll let this drain for a while before we take this off. And in the meantime, go ahead and start undoing our Allen head bolts for the cover right here to come off. All right, so it looks like they're number 5 on the Allen chart here, and they don't take much force at all. This one came off super easy, so I'm gonna get all these cracked open and take this lid off. All right, and once you have those 4 bolts out, this thing pops off nice and easy. And there are all of your computer modules. All right, and you can see there from the left, I'm not sure what that module is on the left, maybe the main ECU or something, but you guys let me know. This one looks like the ASR module, e-gas module, and last but not least is the LH module. You can see, very similar right there. Part number difference, it's 016-545-1332, and this one, like we saw, 014-545-1532. All right, a little while later, and both sides of that battery are unplugged. I'm gonna leave this unhooked for probably another 15 minutes or so, and then throw this module in. The one other thing that I didn't show you guys before I started filming, I went ahead and cleared the codes that I had from the code reader here. To do that, on this blink coder, hold this down 3 times for the LED, or hold it down 3 seconds for the LED, and then let it go. That will tell you your codes. You want to do that a few times to make sure you're going cycling through the codes. I actually had like code 2, 4 that were new or intermittent. I haven't really seen those before, I don't think. And then I had code 25, which I know is for the knock sensors. That's been consistent since I had the vehicle. So I went ahead and cleared all those. Sometimes you can just hold this down for about 10 seconds and then try to press it again 3 seconds. And if they appear, or if you get one blink, that means the codes were cleared. Mine wasn't working like that, however, so I just held it down for 10 seconds, went and turned the ignition off, and then turned it back on and came back and read them, and it was clear. So That might be different for like earlier W124s, or maybe they're all the same, I don't know, but that's what worked for me to clear them. That way I know we're starting fresh when we swap this in. And then before I start it even, I'm probably gonna plug it in and then do the same process again and make sure I'm clearing whatever codes beforehand. I know preferably you can plug in the scan tool to reset adaptations, but in this case we're just gonna try it out and see how it goes. All right guys, old LH module is out. The easiest way I found to get this out was basically to, see if I can hold this real quick, was to basically prong using a screwdriver if you have a pick or something, and just kind of slowly prong those openings right there up, and just kind of do little by little, and then eventually it'll pop free and you'll be able to snake it out. So let's go grab the new one, or new old one. And I'm keeping these here so they're out of the way just in case it randomly starts raining, which also trying to do this fast because all of this is exposed. So let me go ahead and fit this in here and then I will update. All right, new old unit is in. Make sure you press pretty firmly before it clunks down. It took a little bit of force, so make sure you're lining it up properly and then clunk it down. It's basically on springs. I can show you the old one. There's some springs on the side here that are basically wedging it in there. So they're pretty taut, so it takes a little bit of a push to get them down, and you'll feel them once they seat properly. So now let's go ahead and put our charge system back on. Battery, positive first, then negative. And we will start it up and make sure things are going okay, and we don't have the fuel relay click that is somewhere in the passenger side rear, so make sure we don't hear that click and we should be good to go. All right, battery is hooked back up. Only thing left to do now is start up the car. And actually, before I start, I'm gonna go ahead and turn ignition on and then go read our codes. Sounds like the fuel pump kicked on properly though. Didn't hear anything bad. Fingers crossed as always, but let's take care of this real quick. 1, 2, 3. And nothing, so should be good. Let's go ahead and fire it up. I'll turn it off real quick. And let's put it back. And I gotta be at neutral. And fire it up. All right, cool. Let's go button things back up, and the next thing you guys will see is a quick little drive. All right, everything is running good, so let's go ahead and go for a quick test drive. All right guys, we're just gonna take it for a quick spin around the block and come back home. Now I don't know what to expect, to be honest, but I wouldn't expect anything absurd or to be able to notice a crazy amount of difference, but I've never done this, so I don't know for sure. I guess we'll see here in a second. All right, so nothing extremely noticeable so far, but let it warm up here a little bit, and then I'll give it a quick kick down. All right, pretty sure we have a lazy thermostat, so that's on the list of parts to change. So I'll go ahead and give it a kick down here once I get a little bit of free room. All right, we're on a little bit of a hill right now, but let's try it out. I would say it seems noticeable. This car surprises me every time. Kickdowns are pretty excellent, especially for a transmission that's not in the happiest state, I don't think, with second gear being skipped over, but we'll have to try it a few more times, but that felt pretty good. Feels good. I would say that's noticeable. That's I feel a difference. I've been driving this car every day for almost all summer and all beginning of school year till now, so pretty used to it. And yeah, that definitely feels like a solid upgrade. Let's give it another one here. Give it the juice. I love this car, really do. Just such a joy to drive. I was just driving home today and I was thinking, like, I don't know, it's so relaxing to drive. It's so smooth and just feels really solid, and I was literally listening to like classical music and just vibing. It's a really, really great daily cruiser. You know, it's a good day when you come home to the rainbow. Pretty epic one too. I don't know if you can see the other side, but it's pretty cool. That's a vibe for sure. Alright guys, well, couldn't really ask for much more for a nice little $100 15 horsepower. And things are running good. No click and relay, which is the biggest thing to worry about. So all seems to be well. You can see there, our thermostat's finally up to temp now. It's a bit grumpy, so that's on the list of parts. And there's a lot coming as far as parts go for this car. Lots of suspension bits and bobs and some engine stuff. So stay tuned for that. But anyways, guys, that'll go ahead and do it for this one. Hope you enjoyed. Hope that was something new and a video that can be helpful for those that might be searching around for this. I couldn't find anything specifically for a video on the LH module swap, or even just looking at the LH module compartment and taking them out. So hopefully that's helpful to someone who stumbles upon this video. And like I said, lots of parts on the way for this car. Actually, lots of parts I already have that are on the way as far as videos go once I get time to install them. So be on the lookout. Thank you all that have subscribed. Hit the notification if you guys want to see new videos. Hit the like, leave a comment. As always, I try to respond to everybody. So until the next one, peace.